Hello, what's up everyone? Here we go again with another video. And let me tell you, this one's special. We're talking about Switzerland, people. Land of the Alps, chocolate that'll blow your mind. And yes, even those little pocket knives everyone seems to have. Today, we're diving deep into the top 10 spots you absolutely cannot miss. We're talking epic mountains, crystal clear lakes, and towns straight out of a fairy tale. So buckle up, smash that like button, and let's jump right into the beauty that is Switzerland. First up, we're heading straight to the heart of the Swiss Alps, Zermatt. Now, what makes this place so unique? Well, imagine strolling through a charming village surrounded by towering peaks without a single car in sight. That's right, Zermatt is car-free, making it an absolute haven for pedestrians and, of course, those breathtaking mountain views. Forget about the honking and the traffic jams. Here, it's all about peace, tranquility, and the crisp mountain air. You can literally feel the stress melting away as you wander through the cobblestone streets, lined with traditional Swiss chalets and shops bursting with local crafts. And hey, if you think getting around without a car is a challenge, think again. Zermatt has got you covered with electric buses and horse-drawn carriages. Talk about charming, right? But let's be real, you're not coming to Zermatt just for the lack of cars, are you? You're here for the mountains, and boy, does Zermatt deliver. We're talking world-class skiing and snowboarding in the winter, with slopes for every skill level, from beginners to seasoned pros. Imagine yourself carving down those pristine slopes, the Matterhorn looming large in the distance. And when the snow melts, those slopes transform into hiking trails that'll take your breath away. We're talking trails that wind through meadows carpeted in wildflowers, past glacial lakes that shimmer like 1,000 jewels, all under the watchful gaze of those majestic peaks. Now, if you're feeling really adventurous, Zermatt is also a hub for mountaineering. We're talking conquering some of the most challenging peaks in the Alps, including the iconic Matterhorn itself. But even if scaling a mountain isn't your thing, there's something for everyone in Zermatt. Whether you're a seasoned adventurer or just looking for some stunning scenery and a break from the everyday grind, this car-free paradise is a must-visit. Now, you might think Zermatt is all about the great outdoors. And don't get me wrong, the nature here is off the charts. But there's a whole other side to this charming village. Cozy cafes, rich hot chocolate, and traditional Swiss cuisine. Perfect for warming up after a day on the slopes. And don't forget the shopping. High-end boutiques and local craft shops. Zermatt has something for everyone. Our Swiss adventure is just getting started. Next up, Interlaken, the adventure capital of Switzerland. All right, thrill seekers, this one's for you. We're talking about Interlaken, a place where the word adventure is practically written into the very air. Nestled right between two turquoise lakes, Lake Thun and Lake Brienz, Interlaken is like something out of a postcard, but with a serious adrenaline kick. We're talking a place where you can go from paragliding over snow-capped peaks to whitewater rafting down raging rapids, all in a day's work. And trust me, the views alone are enough to make your heart skip a beat. Imagine this. You're soaring high above the ground, a bird's-eye view of the Eiger, Monk, and Jungfrau mountains spread out before you like a giant, green, snow-dusted carpet. That's Interlaken for you, a place that takes your breath away, literally and figuratively. So, pack your sense of adventure, because things are about to get wild. Okay, let's talk activities. If there's one thing Interlaken doesn't lack, it's options. We're talking skydiving, bungee jumping, canyoning, you name it. Interlaken's got it. And trust me, each one is more exhilarating than the last. Picture yourself plummeting towards the earth at 120 miles per hour, the wind screaming in your ears, only to be gently pulled back up by a parachute, giving you a moment to catch your breath and soak in the unreal views. Or maybe you'd rather be battling the rapids of the Lauterbrunnen River, paddling with all your might as the water surges and crashes around you. Either way, Interlaken is a playground for adrenaline junkies and anyone looking to push their limits. But it's not just about the extreme stuff. You can find your own pace in Interlaken, whether it's hiking through flower-filled meadows, biking along the shores of the lake, or simply soaking up the sun in one of the many cafes dotting the streets. Now, you might think Interlaken is all about high-octane adventures, and don't get me wrong, it's definitely got that covered. But there's another side to this adrenaline-pumping town, a side that's all about relaxation and soaking up the stunning scenery. Take a stroll through the charming streets of the old town, grab a coffee at a local cafe, and just breathe in that fresh mountain air. Or hop on a boat and cruise across the crystal-clear waters of Lake Thun or Lake Brienz, surrounded by those majestic mountains. And if you're looking for a truly unforgettable experience, take a ride on the Jungfrau Railway, one of the highest railways in Europe. You'll ascend through tunnels carved right through the mountains, emerging at the top of Europe with panoramic views that will leave you speechless. Trust me, it's a view you won't soon forget. All right, guys, we're moving on to number 3 on our Swiss hit list. And let me tell you, this one is straight out of a fairy tale. We're talking Lucerne. It's nestled right on the edge of Lake Lucerne, with these towering mountains all around. And it's got this vibe, this energy, that just screams Switzerland. This is a city that's been around for centuries. You can feel the history here, you know. Like every cobblestone street you walk down, every bridge you cross has a story to tell. It's incredible, and you can feel it. And the architecture, forget about it. You've got these colourful buildings, these medieval squares, and this wooden bridge, the Chapel Bridge, that dates back to the 14th century. It's wild. It's like stepping back in time, but in a good way. And the best part? You can explore this whole city by foot. Just wander through those streets, soak it all in, and you'll see why Lucerne is a must-visit. Trust me, guys, this place is magical. Now, you can't talk about Lucerne without talking about the lake. Lake Lucerne, guys, it's not just a body of water, it's an experience. The colour of the water is this crazy shade of blue-green, and it's so clear you can see straight to the bottom. You can take a boat tour, go for a swim, or just chill out on the shore and take in the views. And the mountains? Don't even get me started on the mountains. They rise straight up from the water's edge, and they're absolutely breathtaking. And speaking of mountains, you got to take a ride up Mount Pilatus. This is where things get really interesting. They've got this cogwheel railway, the world's steepest, by the way, that takes you right to the top. The views from up there are insane. You're literally on top of the world, looking down at the lake, the city, everything. It's like something out of a dream. Listen, I know what you're thinking. Lucerne sounds beautiful, sure, but is there enough to do there? And the answer is a resounding yes. This city is more than just pretty views and historic buildings. You've got museums, art galleries, and a vibrant cultural scene. Check out the Rosengart collection, for example. It houses works by Picasso, Klee, and a bunch of other big names. It's a total hidden gem. And then there's the food. Don't even get me started on the food. Swiss chocolate, fondue, rosti. You name it, they've got it. And trust me, it's all delicious. Lucerne is one of those places that just has it all. It's a perfect blend of history, culture, and natural beauty. It's a city that will stay with you long after you've left. So, yeah, Lucerne. Definitely add it to your list. Alright guys, we're moving on to number 4 on our list of the top 10 places you have to visit in Switzerland. And let me tell you, this one's a stunner. Lake Geneva. Massive, crystal clear blue water, surrounded by huge, snow-capped mountains. The cities and towns around the lake are just as incredible. Charming promenades, colourful buildings, and this vibrant energy that just sucks you in. Watching the sailboats glide by, it's like something out of a dream. Put Lake Geneva at the top of your list. Trust me, you won't regret it. Now, Lake Geneva is huge, right? So you've got a bunch of different towns and cities dotted around it. But there's one city you absolutely cannot miss: Geneva itself. This place is like the heart of the lake, and it's absolutely buzzing with life. Geneva is known as the City of Fountains, and they don't disappoint. The most famous one, the Jet d'Eau, shoots water like 140 meters into the air. You can see it from pretty much anywhere in the city. Beyond the fountains, Geneva is just a cool place to be. You've got history, culture, amazing food, all crammed into these charming streets. It's the kind of city that rewards exploration. If you're looking for that perfect mix of natural beauty and urban excitement, Geneva is it. One of my favourite things about Lake Geneva wasn't even the lake itself, but what surrounded it. The region around Lake Geneva is famous for its vineyards. Rolling hills covered in perfectly lined rows of grapes, stretching as far as the eye can see. Imagine sipping on a crisp Swiss wine, the sun setting over the lake, surrounded by vineyards and mountains. Swiss wine might not be as famous as French or Italian, but it can definitely hold its own. If you love wine or just a good view, explore the vineyards around Lake Geneva. You won't regret it. Alright folks, we've arrived at number 5 on our Swiss adventure, and let me tell you, this one's a real showstopper. We're talking about the Matterhorn, the mountain that's practically synonymous with Switzerland. You know the one. That iconic pyramid-shaped peak that looks like it was carved by giants. Yeah, that's the one. The first time I saw the Matterhorn, I actually laughed out loud. I mean, it's almost comical how perfect it looks. Like, did someone just copy and paste a mountain from a cartoon? The sheer scale of it, the way it dominates the landscape. It's humbling, you know. And the best part is, you don't have to be a hardcore mountaineer to experience the magic of the Matterhorn. Now, when you're talking about the Matterhorn, you gotta talk about Zermatt. This little village sits right at the foot of the mountain, and it's like stepping back in time. Seriously, no cars are allowed here. Imagine walking down cobblestone streets, lined with cute shops and cafes, and the only sound you hear is the gentle clip-clop of horse-drawn carriages. But don't let the quaintness fool you. Zermatt is also a hub for adventure seekers. World-class skiing in the winter, challenging hikes in the summer. Trust me, it's a must-do. You know, the Matterhorn is more than just a mountain. It's a symbol. It represents that adventurous spirit, that desire to push boundaries and explore the unknown. And being there, surrounded by that raw beauty, it kind of rubs off on you. I remember standing there, looking up at that imposing peak, and I felt this sense of awe, this feeling of being completely insignificant in the grand scheme of things. But it wasn't a bad feeling, you know. It was actually quite liberating. It made me realise that life's too short to play it safe, to let fear hold you back. Sometimes you just gotta go for it, climb that metaphorical mountain, and see what's on the other side. So yeah, if you're ever feeling stuck, uninspired, or just need a little adventure in your life, go visit the Matterhorn. I guarantee it'll change your perspective. Well, there you have it, folks. Our whirlwind tour of Switzerland's top 10 must-visit destinations comes to an end. From the charming streets of Lucerne to the adrenaline-pumping adventures in Interlaken, from the breathtaking beauty of Lake Geneva to the majestic presence of the Matterhorn, Switzerland truly has something for everyone. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to the channel for more travel inspiration. Let me know in the comments below which destination was your favourite and where you'd like to see me explore next. Until then, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and keep those adventures rolling. Peace out.